27th edition of the big game.
This one's going to be a fun one. I could already feel the intensity in the environment today. It's going to be nice to see how this one plays out.
And this one sails over Bachmeier's head. Cal has kicked it through the end zone. Stanford will begin their first drive on their own 25. All right, let's take a look at what to watch for. Brought to you by our friends at Subaru Orlando. What are you looking at?
Yeah, Stanford's defensive line versus Cal's offensive line. Today, Cal is starting their 7th combination with the big boys up front. And last week, Stanford got after it playing Louisville and was able to have 11 defensive pressures. When you also look at a rival game, you have to be able to take care of the football. Turnovers are a big key today. Stanford coming into this one, 19 turnovers lost, and Cal plus 14 in that margin.
Micah Ford gets the start. He's been injured at tailback for Ashton Daniels and company. Daniels drops back. The middle to his tight end Roush, upended after a short gain by Hunter Barth, who's making the start for Kedu Luave, who is injured for Cal. Ashton Daniels playing in the big game again last year. 18 of 35, 188 yards, a touchdown, and 68 yards on the ground. You see his season numbers there.
Yeah, he's been getting better and better as this season has progressed, has faced a lot of adversity, but it's nice to see how he's bounced back the last couple of weeks.
2nd and 8. Daniels backpedals, throws it to the sideline, complete again, and Roush trying to get to the marker will be short. 3rd down upcoming.
That's what it's going to take today. It's going to take those high-effort plays where guys are just playing all the way to the whistle and trying to finish every single opportunity that they get.
They were playing that funky formation. We had them last week in that upset against Louisville, where Roush lines up in front of the quarterback. There it is at the moment.
A nice little wrinkle they put in with their bye week a couple weeks ago.
This time with Emmett Mosely there. Daniels with time, now pressure coming, avoids the tacklers, throws it over the middle. It is complete over the middle to Mosely, and Mosely gets into Cal territory. A big play for the Stanford Cardinal and a 1st down.
Emmett Mosely was huge last week for this Stanford offense. Last week having 13 catches for 168 yards, 3 touchdowns. On this play, Ashton Daniels does a great job of escaping the pressure in the pocket, but keeping his eyes down the field the whole entire time. And Emmett Mosely does a great job after the catch, picking up some yards.
A 29-yard gain. Ford tests the right side, gets through, and picks up a nice chunk of change there. Marcus Harris brought him down. And he's about 2.5 yards shy of the 1st down.
Micah Ford's been out of this lineup the last couple of weeks, being dinged up, but that is a nice run. His first run of the day, bringing some physicality, but also showing that he could keep the leverage and keep his momentum going forward, getting some tough yards for the Stanford offense.
Chris Davis Jr. checks in, the true freshman. They go from true freshman to true freshman at tailback. Daniels with time, fires over the middle, complete again to Roush. He'll pick up the 1st down as he gets inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. A gain of 6. Teddy Buchanan brought him down.
So far, I love the play calls that we're seeing out of head coach Troy Taylor. We've been seeing Ashton Daniels go to the tight end in the middle of this defense. That's how you soften this thing up. You go right at it. If you're able to find success right in the heart of this defense, everything else will be available as this game progresses for Stanford.
Daniels 4 of 4 to start the game, 42 yards. He's going to the air again, this time to the boundary to Io Manor. Io Manor inside the 20. A short gain there, Noel Williams, and Ryan McCullough brought him down.
A bit of an unconventional route by Alec Io Manor. Normally you see him go deep, but getting him involved early, seeing the coverage that Cal is playing with the space, I like that Ashton Daniels able to find Alec Io Manor, because that's going to be a great combination that you have to rely on to win a game like this one today.
They will give him 7 on the forward momentum, so 2nd and 3 for Stanford, moving the ball fairly easily to start this game. Daniels in trouble, sets up the screen for Mosely, and they get him, but he'll have the 1st down. Craig Woodson was there quickly to take down Mosely after the 5-yard gain, but Stanford still on the move.
I know it's not the most explosive play, but Ashton Daniels does a great job of recognizing the blitz is coming off the right side and throwing into the blitz, finding Emmett Mosely. A great job. They want to pressure you from that side, that's usually when the big explosive happens, if you can hit it and throw it right into the blitz.
Daniels keeps for the first time, weaves through traffic, gets down to the 8-yard line. Matthew Littlejohn with the tackle on Ashton Daniels, a 6-yard gain.
Man, he's just weaving in between that offensive line. Ashton Daniels shows you how his athletic ability, but also his agility and lateral quickness, being able to go from side to side.
2 tight ends set coming out for Stanford.
So Micah Ford just recognized there was 11 in the huddle and backed out of the huddle to get these players out the huddle to not get a penalty. A great job by the freshman.
Daniels keeps again. And met at the 5, they'll call it the 4, so right at the marker. Still no signal from the officials. And he'll get a first down.
This is big time right here for Stanford, having a fresh set of downs inside the 5. Now it's all about coming away from this drive with 7 and not 3.
Ford on the outside, flag on the play. He's pushed out of bounds by Marcus Harris, the cornerback, but we'll see what the laundry's about.
Outside, defense, number 44. After this is to the goal.
Marcus Woods, our lead official, tells us the infraction against Cal offside. So first and goal from the 2-yard line for the Cardinal.
And this coaching staff is not playing around. Defensive coordinator Peter Sermon pulls Xavier Carlton right out the game after that infraction.
Justin Lamson checks in at quarterback now. He's their short yardage quarterback. They have 3 tight ends out there, jumbo package. Davis in the backfield with him. Lamson keeps and met immediately. No gain on the play.
That's just a great job, and you see why this defense is ranked 17th in the nation right now. This rush defense, everybody plugging their gaps and being really good coming downhill, not giving up easy runs, really making the Stanford offensive line earn it down here in the red area.
Lamson stays on the field. He scored a ton of touchdowns for them, including a huge one throwing the ball last week to Emmett Mosely in that comeback win against Louisville. Lamson keeps again. Burrows his way forward. No, he's going to be short. Tackle there made by Nate Burrell and Craig Woodson.
Got a big-time 3rd down coming up right now for this Stanford team. Another great job by Cal, not giving an inch and winning the battle up front. But this 3rd down, you got to find a way for Stanford to get some one-on-one coverage, but a quick throw into the end zone.
12th play of the drive. 3rd and goal from the 1. Lamson in there at quarterback. He goes one more time and he gets in the end zone, punches it in for the score. Stanford strikes first.
Justin Lamson took that one right behind freshman offensive tackle Khalil House. And Khalil House won that matchup. He was able to get low and dig it out of there, put his guy in the end zone. You see big 58 wins that block, and Justin Lamson follows the young freshman playing in his first big game.
Emmett Kenny, the hero from last week against Louisville, the 52-yarder, a career long on senior day. Extra point is up and good.
Get it going early in this game, building off of last week and the career high performance that he had in the passing game. Ashton Daniels has really settled in and is doing some great things for the Stanford offense.
Emmett Kenny to kick it off to Lou Hearns and Noel Williams for Cal. Williams fielded and met just past the 20-yard line. That's where Cal will begin their next drive, tackled by Sam Mattingly. We will step aside for a moment as Cal will take the field momentarily.
Leading 7-0 here early in the big game, and this is as fierce of a rivalry as you'll see in all of college football. These two teams don't just play for a trophy, they play for an axe, and the history dates all the way back to 1899, where the axe made its debut at a baseball game. The Stanford students were chanting, "Give 'em the axe," and simultaneously they were chopping at a blue and gold straw figure, and it led to some Cal fans being pretty upset, so they went and stole that Stanford axe, and all these years later, it has now become a symbol of the rivalry, and the team will be awarded this at the end of the game, as you can see, and it's really special. These coaches, they talk about this with their teams just so they understand the history and appreciation of what this game means to generations of people, guys.
Thank you, Morgan. It's been stolen a few times, too. There's Fernando Mendoza to Brady on the first play. And a 7-yard gain there. Fernando Mendoza, here are his numbers in last season's game. A victory for Cal, 3 touchdowns. Got knocked out in that game by Tristan Sinclair. He did tell us, though, if I don't throw one pass, but we hold the axe and get bowl eligibility, that's all that matters to me. Well, he already threw a pass, and he's looking to accomplish the other feats as well. Hand it off to Ott, and Ott picks up the first down as he gets to the 34-yard line.
Jaden Ott constantly shows you his lateral quickness and his explosive ability. Great run.
Ott again, looking for the hole, this time plugged up quickly by Zach Bucky and Zach Rao. Again, no Anthony Franklin to start this game at defensive tackle for Stanford because he was unfortunately hit with a targeting call last week against Louisville. Will miss the first half, will be available in the second.
Zach Rao does an exceptional job of beating the block and really extending his arms and getting and stuffing the hole to make a nice tackle.
2nd and 11 for Cal. Mendoza, he can run. He throws on the run, and a dangerous pass there intended for an Isaiah Hunter. A lot of white shirts in the area.
We've had Cal a couple times this year, and Fernando Mendoza has been great. One of the things that he has told us behind scenes in our production meetings is he wants to be better at situational football and his footwork. On that last 2nd down play, I think Fernando should have kept it and got what he could have got with his legs instead of going across his body to try to throw it back in the center of the field.
3rd and 11 for Cal. Colin Wright is in there at corner. Back from injury for Stanford. Mendoza on the move and gets tripped up from behind. He'll be short of the sticks to the 39-yard line. Zach Rao, you mentioned it, partner. He is everywhere right now to start this one. And Cal will be forced to punt.
Yeah, great job by Zach Rao retracing his steps and being able to not run, you can't run past the quarterback. You're going to see Zach Rao towards the bottom of the screen on the game, but then he retraces his step and just dives out there, right? Anything that you could do, play to the whistle, and it helps trip up Fernando Mendoza and get this Cal offense off the field.
Lachlan Wilson to punt it to Tyler Bachmeyer, who will field it and spins out of trouble for the moment. Now he's on the loose, heading towards the sideline. A lot of green grass and taken down near the 45-yard line. And Stanford will have excellent field position to begin their next drive. A 49-yard punt, a 34-yard return for Bachmeyer.
Yeah, Bachmeyer does a great job catching the ball. Big return with the spin and then explosive in the open field. Putting a stamp on this game today, 127. Tyler Bachmeyer wants to get this win. Plays, perfect balance for this offense. 6 runs, 6 passes. Ashton Daniels using his feet to buy some more time and find open guys. This is a great start for this Stanford offense, and it's going to allow them to keep this Cal defense neutral.
Daniels takes over. Justin Lamson capped off that drive. Daniels getting away for the moment. Picks up 3 yards. Lamson, when he capped it off with that touchdown a moment ago, he now ties the Stanford rush record for quarterbacks in a season. So that opening TD ties the Stanford record for rushing touchdowns in a season for quarterbacks alongside the great Jim Plunkett and Kevin Hogan.
He's an end zone specialist, right? When you get down there in goal-to-goal situation, somehow finds the end zone a lot of times.
Daniels to the air. Complete to Iomanner for a first down inside the 40. Greg Woodson with the stick, a 15-yard gain.
Ashton Daniels is wheeling and dealing. This is a great job understanding the zone. And you see Alec Iomanner running that route to win. The ball is on time over the middle. Great job right now by Stanford getting that connection going early.
And Reese got his arm, it looked like, there too. First and 10 from the 36. Micah Ford flexing out. They set up a screen, and Cal stuffs it out. It was to Emmett Mosely and Liam Johnson, who's in for Kedu Luabe. They are rotating Barth and Johnson at that linebacker spot. He snuffed it out.
Yeah, that other inside linebacker spot, because Cade is no longer not able to go. Big rotation, but Johnson, that's a sensational play by him. He does not beat the block to make that tackle. Stanford gets another first down. Excellent individual effort.
Second and 10. Daniels on time to Mosely. Now he's got the first down and pushing forward past the 20. Matthew Littlejohn got run over there at the end. An 18-yard gain for Mosely, who had 168 yards and 3 touchdowns last week.
Yeah, watch Sam Rouse. He's going to motion out of that backfield. He's running a clear route. And then you see Emmett Mosely come right underneath him. So another great job by Troy Taylor designing the plays and really giving a second option while having a guy kind of clear out the middle of this defense.
He's been a weapon now for sure. 13 catches last week. Ford up the middle, lowers his head. Picks up about 5 there. Second and medium upcoming.
That's 5 the hard way, but this Stanford offensive line right now really getting after it and moving the guys, the big fellas of Cal up front, moving them backwards and grinding it out, getting some yards, playing with exceptional pad level and getting the movement that they need to succeed up front.
Micah Ford again coming off injury, has had 277 yards coming into the game today. They play a lot of freshmen, this Stanford team. Very young squad. Ford on the outside, spins out of trouble and taken down inside the 5. Another first down for Stanford. Good block there by the tight end, Sam Roush.
This is another great play design. You get the cavalry out there, right? You're pulling the offensive linemen, and you have the wide receivers blocking down the field as well. All 11 guys right now really dialed in for this Stanford football team. They're doing a great job of playing complementary football. They're getting it done up front for sure right now.
Justin Lamson checks back in. He's looking to take that record for himself. He's tied with Jim Plunkett and Kevin Hogan at the moment for rushing TDs by a quarterback. Lamson on the roll, throws to the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Mosely.
Great job by Cal's defense understanding the situation. Just because Justin Lamson is in the game and he's usually the rushing quarterback, you can also throw the ball. He plays quarterback. So this is a great job by Cal understanding the situation and staying sticky in their coverage to bring up an incompletion.
And Marcus Harris got a hand in there. Good coverage by the fifth-year senior from Portland, Oregon. 3 tight ends out there for Stanford. They fake it to Davis. Lamson again! Another touchdown! And it's his record now. Stanford up 13-0.
Quarterback runs are so hard to defend because it's an extra guy. Stanford does a great job with all their pullers. This is simple quarterback counter. You're pulling your offensive guard, you're pulling the tight end, and then Justin Lamson's finding the crease. Right now, Stanford's offensive line winning the battle right now in the trenches up front.
And McKinney, extra point is up and good. 8 plays, 54 yards, 3:55 off the clock. Justin Lamson making a name for himself in the big game, the 127th edition, the first in ACC history.
Stanford's doing a really good job of feeding off of each other and really balancing out the things. Just because Cal's defense has been so great stopping the run, coaches tend to get away from that. I like what Troy Taylor's doing right now, finding design runs to put his offense in the best position to succeed, and his players are executing at a high level.
Troy Taylor, last year was his first season, had 17 defections to the portal, 13 starters, 6 on the offensive line. They've had to play a lot of young guys, as we mentioned. And he talked about how it hasn't been easy, but he's led with love.
They also have 14 guys that are done for the season. That when the season started, they had them up.
Noah Williams breaks it to the outside. He's got some room there and taken down near the 40-yard line. Noah Williams with a 31-yard return. Coming up at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, Virginia Tech takes on Duke in Durham. Catch it right here on the ACC network or watch anywhere on the ESPN app. Virginia Tech vying for bowl eligibility. Manny Diaz's squad playing very well in his first season.
Getting it done, right? Big-time ACC matchup. Manny Diaz taking care of business with that Duke football team. A lot better this year than what I anticipated going into the season.
Right. When Mike Elko left, people thought, yeah, that may go south. And Manny Diaz has done a nice job. Mendoza, pressure coming late. He escapes. And will run out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Geithan Bernadelle chased him out.
I continue to be so impressed with Fernando Mendoza's athletic ability. Normally when you see a guy that's 6'5", you don't see a lot of wiggle. Tristan St. Clair had him dead to rights in the backfield and just a little bit of wiggle, and then he's able to make that a negative into a positive for this Cal offense.
2 tight ends out there for Cal. They hand it off to Ott, and gets about a yard. Jaden Ott in the preseason was Mel Kiper Jr.'s #1 running back heading into the NFL draft. Dealt with a lot of injuries this season.
He's dealt with injuries, but also the offensive line for Cal, right? Everybody looks at his numbers and wonders what's going on. Was this a fluke with what he's done previously? But offensive line, that hurts. When you have so much different in and outs of the lineup, it could hurt your running backs, even as talented as Ott is.
Stanford has struggled to get off the field on 3rd downs. Mendoza, step up, run, throws it incomplete, intended for Matthews. Don't know if he should have tried to squeeze that. That could have been disastrous, but nonetheless, Stanford holds again. Galvin with the pressure on Mendoza there late.
Yeah, Josiah Galvin, relentless. He's on a blitz from that inside linebacker position and is able to retrace his steps and get a hit on Fernando Mendoza as he's trying to throw the football.
The Stanford defense making Mendoza and company look out of sorts. Lachlan Wilson to punt it. 34-yard return last time by Bachmeyer. And this one bounces in the end zone. And that'll do it for the first quarter. A 55-yard punt.
Coming back right now to show their support for this big-time rivalry.
They're hoping their defense can step up here, but Daniels on the move for Stanford. And breaks free near the sideline. He'll pick up about 9 yards. Craig Woodson brought him down finally.
High knee and out of the tackle.
Yeah.
Ashton Daniels showing you how elusive he is.
Oh, listen, as a runner, he's as good as anybody. And we've seen it firsthand a number of times. This is the 4th time we've had Stanford this year. When he gets going, he's 220 pounds. He's a load, but he'll break away from people, too.
Yesterday, talking to defensive coordinator Peter Sermon for Cal, he talked about he's a first-round athlete and his athletic ability. So 14 is a big key to this game today.
He has 22 yards on the ground. This time he hands it off to Ford, and Ford will pick up the first down. McKenzie with the tackle on Ford. A 4-yard gain.
Cal's defense is going to have to step up. It's going to start with the defensive line. This is a really good rush defense coming into the day, 17th in the nation, and Stanford's getting it done on the ground. Cal's defense has to find a way to make this Stanford offense one-dimensional, and it starts with the big boys up front taking care of it, business, and getting some knockback and push in the interior of that offensive line.
Stanford, 53 rush yards. They go to the air. They let it fly down the field for Bachmeier. Tipped away by Lou Hearns. Lou Hearns, already a big game legend, as he had an interception his freshman year. And the fans here, they never forget about that stuff. What a play there for the senior.
A terrific job by Lou Hearns, finding the football when it's in the air. Tiger Bachmeier has a step on him, but Lou does a phenomenal job of being able to locate that football and make a huge play. Celebrate, young man. You deserve it. That's a big-time play.
That's the first incompletion for Daniels. He goes back to the air. On time, this time to Alec Iomanner. Nope, incomplete.
That's the matchup that you got to watch for Alec Iomanner against Noel Williams. These guys are two guys I am certain that we're going to see them play on Sundays at some point. But man, a great job by Noel Williams playing through Alec Iomanner's body and bringing up the incompletion.
He held Iomanner last year to a season low, 3 catches for 43 yards. A big third down here. Empty backfield. Daniels keeps. Daniels will be short of the first down. Brought down by Xavier Carlton.
The ball came out at the end of that, I think.
They'll say he was down.
So he was down.
8-yard gain.
This is interesting. Coach Taylor.
Nah, he's going to kick.
Immediately.
He's going to punt him.
Sends out the punt unit. This Stanford team has been a team that has went for it a lot this year. But I like this decision because you're on your side of the 50.
Yeah, he's clear. And here's the punt. Flintoff. Matthews, fair catch inside the 20. So Cal finally gets a defensive stop. Now they need to try to put some points on the board. Wes Durham, Tom Luganville, and Dana Boyle. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Huber with you here. Here are Fernando Mendoza's numbers from last week. Struggled a bit, slow start today.
Yeah, last week there was a disconnect with this offense and a little bit of a hangover so far in this game. He's got to get it going on this drive.
Javian Thomas checks in at tailback for the first time for Cal. Play action, Mendoza with time. Now the pressure coming backside, flags fly. Mendoza's got a lot of room to run, and he's taken off and breaking away. And taken down inside the 35 by Scotty Edwards. We'll see what the flag is about, but you've talked about it all season, partner. This man can scoot.
Yeah, this one's going to stand. This one's on Stanford. So a great run by Fernando Mendoza.
A 50-yard run for Mendoza.
Defense. 10-yard penalty at the end of the play. First down.
It was holding on Mayweather. Great job by Fernando Mendoza going through his progression and then finding the open lane. A big explosive play by that young man using his legs.
And they'll tack on some more yardage with the penalty. So 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line, and Cal.
Mendoza just does a great job of understanding Stanford was in zone in that situation, in man-to-man coverage, so used his legs with all the DBs with their backs to him.
Thomas takes off on the left side. Picks up about 6. Tafiti brought him down. Let's take a look at Mendoza's run.
Play action pass, they're trying to run the RPO. And then he recognizes that Stanford is in man-to-man coverage. A lot of guys' backs turn and finds the open hole and shows his 40 time out there in the open field. A great run by Mendoza.
You've called him slippery. Right there, he was just fast.
Yes, sir.
Mendoza to the boundary, to Brady. And taken down fairly quickly by Tristan Sinclair.
Stanford has done a really good job of closing the gap in coverage playing downhill. If I'm Cal, I gotta think about a double move or some kind of play action, take a shot down the field, because the defensive backs right now for Stanford have been really aggressive so far in this game.
3rd and 4 from the 16. Mendoza 2 of 4 through the air, only 8 yards at the moment. Thomas in the backfield. Pressure coming, Mendoza airs it out to the end zone. Touchdown, Trond Grizzell. And just like that, Cal is back in this one after a 16-yard score.
Fernando Mendoza fired up, and he should be. This drive was all Fernando Mendoza. Had a huge 49-yard run with his legs. But what I love about this, he sees that Stanford has everybody up to the line of scrimmage. He knows they have one-on-ones, and then he goes to Trond Grizzell in that slot position. Trond, 6'4", 205 pounds. You don't normally see that big of a body at the slot position, but he could take the top off of a defense.
Bad snap, extra point is up and good. Darius Davis, the true freshman, was in coverage there on Grizzell, the veteran for Cal. 4 plays, 82 yards, 154 off the clock, and you see the touchdown pass from Fernando Mendoza there. Perfect pass.
Yeah, he puts it in on that back shoulder for Trond Grizzell, and Trond tracks the football the whole entire way. That's just a great connection by these two and understanding the situation and what the defense is doing.
Let's check in with Morgan.
Well, Mendoza finally settling into this game. He told us yesterday, no one understands this rivalry until you play in it. He told us he remembers being nervous, walking out of the tunnel his first season, and he didn't even play. He was the fake signal caller on the sideline, whereas last year, first year as the starting quarterback, he was told to manage the game, and now there's an expectation placed on him to control the game, and we're seeing that here now, finally getting things going with this Cal offense in the second quarter, guys.
No doubt, Morgan, and when he told us he was the fake signal caller, Cal won that game, and the Cal faithful rushed the field, and they were coming up to him and hugging him, and they were like, thank you, and he's like, I didn't play in the game, but you're welcome.
Yeah. And also talked about the fake signals that he would call, and he's out there whipping it and stuff. I had to go back and find some film because his personality is so enticing, and he captures a room that I wanted to see what he was talking about. Great job by Fernando Mendoza on that last drive for Cal.
He's a great kid, there's no question about it. A lot of kids on this field, they're all great kids for sure. But we've had a chance to get to know Mendoza over this season. We've had them 3 times, we've had Stanford now 4 times, this crew. And it's been our honor and pleasure to have this crew and have this game today. Bring it to you on ACC Network. Stanford takes over. Davis on the outside and met at the 30, a 5-yard gain.
That one. This has been a nice little wrinkle for the Stanford offense with the new formation. 5 weeks are so crucial for football teams. It allows you to really peel it back and identify some weaknesses. They found a new way to run the football and also pass the ball with this little wrinkle where they put Mosely or Sam Rouse right in front of Ashton Daniels.
Daniels, pocket collapsing, trying to escape. He does for the moment and smartly throws it out of bounds. Ryan McCullough with the pressure there, chasing down Daniels.
Man, if you're Cal's defense, you're so close you could almost taste it. It almost was a huge sack. And Ashton Daniels just so slippery with his subtle movements. A great job. And a heads-up play by getting rid of the football. No self-inflicted wounds right now by the Stanford offense.
3rd and 4 from their own 31. Daniels to the air, over the middle, juggled by his tight end, and he'll be short of the first down. Craig Woodson was right there to meet him.
Big leader of this defense, a super senior Craig Woodson's played in this game a ton. Great job with his coverage right there as the ball is there, and is out to keep his momentum going forward, where now not allowing Stanford to convert.
And Justin Lamson is going to check in. We've seen him score 2 touchdowns already in the short yardage package, and he's out there again on this 4th and 1 from their own 34. Troy Taylor to Campbell. Davis in the backfield behind him. Lamson keeps after he fakes the toss, and he stood up. Wait, on the second effort, he gets there. Wow, what strength by Justin Lamson for the first down, a 2-yard gain.
Unbelievable job by Justin Lamson, keeping his legs going and keeping the momentum going forward. But man, oh man, the big fellas, the offensive line initially gets stood up. I want you to watch the end of the play where you're going to see big fella Khalil House, the freshman, pushing Justin Lamson to get that first down. But a great individual effort by Lamson, keeping his feet going and forward momentum, not getting the whistle blown.
Daniels on the run, testing the outside, picks up about 4, but a flag on the play. Sam Roush might be called for a hold here.
Holding. Offense, number 86. 10-yard penalty. First down.
There it is.
Sam Rouse has been really big for this team. Playing in this game now, again, we're going to see Sam Rouse on the left side up top. Just Craig Woodson, good job of him throwing his hands up, letting the referees notice that something's going on right there. Sam Rouse has to be able to move his feet a little bit more.
That looked like the NBA right there, flailing his arms. Daniels.
Anything you could do, right?
Back to the air. Now he's going to run it and hit near the sideline by Liam Johnson. So it'll be 2nd and long coming up.
Liam Johnson, I know you want to make a play, young man, but you got to be very careful. That one was really close with Ashton Daniels being on the sideline. You don't want to give easy yardage. I like the aggressiveness. He did get him in bounds, but just got to think about it when you're on the sidelines. Don't want to give up cheap yardage.
2nd and 17. Pocket collapsing. Ball is on the ground. Punched out by David Reese. And it'll stay Stanford ball. A 4-yard loss. Boy, were they lucky there. But Reese was hot in pursuit of Daniels.
Yeah, if I'm Troy Taylor, I want the referees to take a second look at this one. David Reese doing a great job working against Khalil House. But I don't know if Ashton Daniels' hand might have been going forward. And I know with this big down coming up, and 4 yards could mean the world. Great job by David Reese getting it going.
3rd and forever here. 3rd and 21 from their own 25. Daniels taken down shy of the 30 at the 29-yard line. A 4-yard gain. David Reese again. And some extracurriculars there as Cal is separating some of their defenders. Flags are on the field. Testy rivalry game. We'll do that.
A lot of back and forth, right? You already coming in the game with a chip on your shoulder. All week you've been talking about this rivalry.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense. Half the distance to the goal. 4th down.
So we don't have an identification of who the player was, but it is against Stanford.
I think no matter what, both of these coaches have to talk to their players and make sure they settle down. At the end of this play, as we see Ashton Daniels on the ground.
Big fellas are
big fella doesn't like it. Holly does not like the guys around the quarterback. Got to protect the quarterback.
Flintoff to punt it. Near his end zone. Good punt there. Matthews fields it inside the 35. Makes a man miss. Now he's headed towards the sideline and runs out of bounds just shy of the 45-yard line. A 58-yard punt, 7-yard return. Stanford leading by 7.
Stanford leading Cal 14-7 here in Memorial Stadium. And I'm here today with the legendary Cal, an NFL vet, Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun, you played in plenty of these big games.
Sure.
How did this experience really shape your college career?
Man, this was a big experience, man. Coming to Cal, a big deal was the Cal-Stanford games. Going back to, I can think of the 50s or the 40s, whenever they had that, when they rushed the field and the band, and just everything we do here is all about the Cal-Stanford game, you know. So right now we got the Axe. We've been having it the past 2 or 3 years, so I'm here to support my boys. We down a little bit. We started rough, but we good. We gonna come back on this.
You have a lot of former teammates here, part of the 04 team, and while you weren't a part of that team, what impact did they have on you deciding to come to Cal, being a SoCal guy?
I'm gonna be honest here. It had a big impact. I think, you know, being a SoCal guy, always looking up to SC, and you know, committed to SC. But in the end, I came here to Cal. But I mean, I think, you know, Marshawn, obviously, Aaron Rodgers, Jeff McCarthy, they actually beat SC, and it meant a lot because, you know, I was a guy that was committed, and I was like, I'm gonna lean this way. I wanted to be a guy where I stood out, and, you know, I felt like if I would have went to SC, I would have just fit in a little bit, you know.
All right, final score prediction. What do you think? Which way is this one going today?
I'm gonna call us 28, and I'm gonna give Stanford probably like 23, 24. I'm gonna give them 23 points.
All right, time will tell.
23, let's go.
All
Go
right.
Bears.
Thanks so much, George.
All right, Morgan, thank you, and thank you to Deshaun. We have a player down, Mitch Lieber of Stanford. We will step aside as the trainers tend to Mitch Lieber. Welcome back to Cal. The big game, unfortunately, Mitch Lieber being helped off. Lieber was hurt in the last game in the second half against Louisville as well.
Yeah, never a good side when you can't walk off on your own power, and to see him coming in from the right of the screen. His foot, loses his foot in, and that ankle doesn't step in the ground the right way.
Jalen Day-Sumlin will check in for him at the moment. Mendoza, ball is batted in the air, incomplete. Tristan Sinclair had a beat on it for a second, but it fell in front of him. Zach Bucky with the tip.
Yeah, great job. Just as a defensive line, sometimes you might not be able to get the sack or get a quarterback hit, but if you could get your hands up, that's a great job, as we see Mitch Lieber being helped right now on the sideline. Might be heading back to the locker room. Take a good look at that ankle.
He's walking on his own now, gingerly, but that's a good sign. 3rd and 7. Mendoza airs it out. Complete to Dyches, the tight end, for a first down. Corey Dyches, the senior from Maryland, an 8-yard gain.
He's been banged up a little bit this year. Big, explosive, twitchy guy at the tight end position. Great job by Mendoza finding the matchup, and Dyches making a great catch.
Mendoza taken down from behind. Sack Bucky, the senior from Bakersfield, California. A 4-yard loss. Mendoza had no shot on that one.
You see Zach Bucky right in the middle, and he is going one-on-one right here. Got to win that matchup. He's able to edge it, but then make a good backside tackle. That's a big-time sack for the Stanford defense.
2nd and 14 from their own 49. Mendoza, quick toss to Mikey Matthews for a wide receiver screen. Matthews leaping over a defender and getting near the first down marker, a gain of 13. Nick Morrow with an excellent block for Cal on that one, their left tackle.
A pancake block. You're going to see the big fellow Nick Morrow at left tackle get out there, out in space, coming in and just uncoils on the DB. Love that. I missed that. Used to be a former offensive lineman. When you get those opportunities, it's a good chance to get a pancake.
Javen Thomas wrapped up by Tristan Sinclair. He's going to be shy of the marker, a 2-yard loss. So Cal will have a decision here. What do you think?
I think if you're Cal, you gotta go for it. You're in plus territory right now. This is no man's land. Put it on your guys to go up there and get this first down. And this could be a nice momentum shift for you if you're able to pick it up.
4th and a long 2. Mendoza rolling. Pressure coming. And they take him down. Tristan Sinclair like a heat-seeking missile.
Tristan was not able to play last week at his senior day out there in Stanford, but you're going to see him right now this week. Great eyes, keying in on Fernando Mendoza the whole entire time, then triggers. And this is a great open field tackle by Tristan Sinclair.
An 8-yard loss and a turnover on downs. And the crowd here with a quiet murmur at the moment as Stanford will take over near midfield. They hand it off to Davis. Davis finds a hole on the right side. Picks up about 6 yards. Teddy Buchanan brought him down.
Stanford's doing a really good job of just how they're mixing up their runs. A lot of window dressing, a lot of motions and shifts. They're pulling a lot of the guys, offensive linemen and tight ends, and getting out to the perimeter of this Cal defense. They're really finding some success early in this football game.
They'll give him 7, 2nd and 3, and we see this formation again with Mosely, Roush, and a tailback with Daniel. Davis, nowhere to go. Cam Sidney right there immediately.
Cam Sidney coming in from his nickel position. He's been rotating with Matthew Littlejohn. Does a great job triggering as soon as that ball snapped, making a nice tackle for a loss for this Cal defense.
And Khalil House, the true freshman left tackle for Stanford from Warner Robins, Georgia. Slow to get up and now on the ground.
Little system check. He was already down and kind of got back up, and trainers want to now take a look at it for him. Also a good opportunity for Troy Taylor to coach up his offense right now and find the best play possible. 3rd and 3 puts you in a really good position. Your whole entire playbook is up as this training staff is checking out the ankle of Khalil House.
take a look at that play one more time.
See the big fellow maintaining his block at the end of it. I've always hated that as offensive lineman.
Friendly fire.
Yeah, it's friendly fire. You never know where the guys are at behind you. And when you get rolled up on, that's when you tell the running back, you got to buy me lunch or dessert this week.
Well, the good news is he's up on his own power, walking mostly okay. It's a slight limp, but
it's been really good this year for the Stanford team, playing as a true freshman in the left tackle position.
And there's a lot of great pass rushers in the ACC that you face week in and week out, and he has certainly held his own. Sometimes better than others, but that's what you get with a true freshman. There's Tightwad Hill. Up to our left. You got to go a long way to get up there to save 50 bucks. Daniels keeps taking down Cam Sidney again.
Big plays, 2 great plays by Cam Sidney. Coming from that nickel position, he just triggers, watches the football the whole entire time. Great job with his eyes.
And let me ask you a question, because now Connor McLaughlin has moved to right tackle as the backup, and Luke Baklenko is now at left tackle. How does that change things?
Sometimes you just want your best athlete to be at that left tackle position. Connor, probably a little bit more twitchy, has played a lot more too than the backup, right? So putting him in a left tackle position might benefit this Stanford team, because he's been the day one starter and has played a ton for the Stanford offense this year.
Timeout on the field. Coming up at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, Virginia Tech takes on Duke and Durham. Catch it right here on the ACC network, or watch it anywhere on the ESPN app. The Hokies looking for bowl eligibility, and Manny Diaz continuing the upward trajectory of Duke football at the moment.
I like Troy Taylor taking a timeout right here. There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the half, and Cal receives it after the half. Got to get the best play possible up and try to converge, so you're not giving Cal back the football and giving them an opportunity to go back-to-back in the middle of this game, receiving the ball in second half.
Daniels to the air, pump fakes, now being chased. He's got plenty of room. He should pick up the first down and then some as he goes out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Excellent block by Emmett Mosely, the true freshman wide receiver.
Ashton Daniels showing you that he's the X factor. They are trying to get a middle screen up, but Cal recognizes it and the guys slow down. And then Ashton Daniels immediately is able to beat the...
Flashback to 2020, the last time Stanford won in the big game. A blocked extra point by Thomas Booker. And Stanford held on and got the axe. Cal has won 3 straight and 4 of the last 5. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. Emmett Mosely was behind the quarterback for the moment. Now he gets the ball, and timeout Stanford. It looked like that was setting up, because we've seen them before run that formation, and then it ends up being a double pass. So Troy Taylor immediately wanted to talk things over.
Yeah, I think if you're Troy Taylor in this situation, you got 2 timeouts before the half. You have already built up a lead, so you can't keep the timeouts with you in the second. They don't roll over. Get your team in the best position to find success. If you could score 7 right before the half ends, it puts you in a really good spot going into the second half.
And here's what's at stake. We mentioned the last time Stanford won was 2020. Cal playing for bowl eligibility and a 4th straight win in this particular contest, the 127th edition of the big game. First here in the ACC.
I feel like if we're Stanford first big win since 2020, we should put like an asterisk there and now also say ruin people's Christmas, right? Because they're not playing for a bowl game this year.
Right, that is true. Daniels lowers the shoulder and met immediately by Hunter Bart.
We're starting to see this defensive line for Cal win their one-on-one matchups and create some penetration.
So Cal takes a timeout, their first.
I think if you're Cal, you got to start thinking about burning the timeouts to maybe get an opportunity of scoring before the half.
No doubt, because remember, under 2 minutes, we go back to the traditional college rules where after a first down, they will stop the clock momentarily to reset the chains. This ACC women's volleyball matchup has the potential to be the match of the year. Wednesday at 7 Eastern, #1 Pitt takes on #3 Louisville with the ACC regular season title and the #1 seed in the nation on the line. Catch it all on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Man, the ACC women's volleyball, you see it right there, 1 versus 3. Elite level volleyball play. I know our friend Katie George has to be excited about her Louisville Cardinals in that situation. This would be a 52-yard field goal attempt if they don't get any more yards. Daniels going backwards now, running out. Did he step out before he threw it?
I think you got to take a very good look at this one. It was very close.
He was chased out by Xavier Carlton and Miles Williams. That would be disastrous for this drive. Let's take a look.
Yeah, he gets it out of his hands just in time. But that one's too close for me. You are staring in the face of a bad play.
But it is a 4-yard loss on the play. They will say he was out.
Yep.
Micah Ford in the backfield. And wait, they're going to check this, I'm sure.
The quarterback stepped out of bounds prior to throwing the ball. That play is under further review.
All right, so there you have it. So they officially rule it a 4-yard loss. And they'll see. And it was too close for your own liking because it was out of bounds. At least that's the official rule.
Now, glad the referees are taking a look at it because in real time, it looked like he might have stepped out of bounds. But right here, it looks like he gets the ball out of his hands.
Ooh, I don't know.
I think so. I think he gets it out of his hands.
It's close. Here we go. This is a better look. Remember, he takes like another little hop here.
Ball's out right there.
Yeah, I think so.
But why even put yourself in a situation like that, right?
Yeah, and again, we just talked about a moment ago how Daniels, his confidence and his control of the offense, and look, his legs are what have driven them to victories this season, but that was one where it just doesn't make sense. Could have
got rid of the football a couple steps before that. Anytime you get out of the pocket, you start running towards the sideline, your options become limited as far as your pass catchers. So want to see him get rid of the football a little bit earlier if he finds himself in that situation again in this game.
If it is overturned, and again, they need conclusive evidence to overturn this, okay? That's the rule. If it is incomplete and it gets overturned, it'll be 3rd and 10 at the 34-yard line. Currently, at the moment, it's 3rd and 14 at the 38, 1:44 to go here in the first half.
After further review, the runner had not stepped out of bounds. It's going to be an incomplete pass. 3rd and 10. Please set the game clock to 1:47.
So there you have it.
So if I'm Troy Taylor right here, George, I'm telling this offense, we cannot have a negative play. You are in field goal range. We cannot go backwards. So Ashton Daniels needs to be perfect in whatever the communication is of this play, but it just cannot end up being a negative play. If something is there down the field, take it, but cannot go backwards on this down.
Yeah, Emmett Kenny hit from 52 last week. The game winner on senior day for the senior against Louisville in a big upset. If they don't gain another yard again, it would be 52 yards. It would match his career high on that potential attempt. Daniels smartly gives it to Ford, but Ford taken down quickly by Cam Sidney. How many times have we said his name in the first half? A 1-yard loss.
So it would make that field goal 53 and a new career high if Emmett Kennedy's able to get it. But Cam Sidney has been all over this field. I talked about it earlier. He rotates at the nickelback position with Matthew Littlejohn. But Cam Sidney putting a real state on this game and letting this coaching staff know that I deserve more and more reps, coach. I'm out here balling. I'm impacting this game.
There's Kenny's numbers last week. The walk-off for Kenny against Louisville. And yeah, he may add on to his career totals here if he nails this one. And to do it in the big game would be pretty huge, I'm sure, too.
It would certainly mean more than last week's, right?
Yep, the holder will be Wesselman. The long snapper is Warford. 53-yard attempt for Kenny. Holds.
Not a left leg by Emmett Kennedy. This is now great for Cal. It's a little bit of momentum going towards this team. At the end of the kick, Cal gets so close. At the end of the kick, a little bit of traffic gets rolled up on. This is nice for this Cal offense. Got a unique opportunity to score a touchdown before the half, get some explosives going, and receive the ball in the second half.
Cal with one timeout. Is Emmett Kenny a theater major? He didn't get hit very hard there, let's be honest.
That's a play, but you got to make the referees think it, right?
I get it, but come on.
Any yards are good yards.
Mendoza to the air, to the sideline, complete to Endries. The tight end, his roommate, a 9-yard gain.
And the leading receiver for this football team with 510 yards coming in on today. Jack Endries has been huge for this offense.
First catch of the game for Endries.
Got to continue working the sidelines.
Mendoza again, this time for Merriweather. Merriweather to the 49-yard line, has the first down. Colin Wright with the quick stick on Merriweather.
Cal getting into their 2-minute offense now, not huddling up. These are your day one plays that you feel very comfortable running.
Clock stops momentarily. Mendoza, play action. Watch it all! Too high for Grizzell.
Man, I know these two want that one back. Trond Grizzell runs a beautiful route. See him at the slot position. His strides are so long. But Mendoza just a little bit too high for the 6'4" slot receiver.
2nd and 10 from their own 49. Ott in the backfield. Ott is dangerous. And he puts his head down. Picks up 5 yards. Scotty Edwards brought him down.
Not often do you see a coach call a run play, just to your point of Ott being so dangerous. They trust him enough to run the football in a situation where your clock's running.
3rd and 5 for Mendoza. Launches, complete to Grizzell, who juggles it, but able to catch it and haul it in for a first down to the 31-yard line, a 16-yard gain.
Grizzell plucks that one right off the back shoulder. Great job concentrating on the football.
Mendoza again. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and takes a shot behind the line of scrimmage by Zach Bucky.
Zach Bucky's been all over this field today. Already a couple big hits by him.
Timeout Cal with 39 seconds on the clock. Mendoza will lose a yard.
This is great by Cal, stopping the clock. 2nd down. I would call 2 plays right here. I'm not into huddling. We have a situation where we're calmed down on the sidelines. We're taking water. Let's get 2 plays in so we can get right to the line of the scrimmage after the first down or whatever happens on the first play.
Well, and let's not forget, Cal has struggled in the kicking game. I know Ryan Coe redeemed himself some after early struggles against Wake Forest on a Friday night that we were there for, but they've missed a lot of attempts, whether it was Morris or Coe this season. So those 2 plays, I would imagine you want them to be pass plays.
Yeah, pass plays, and a rival game, you don't want it to come down to the kicking game. So we're still very early in this one. You got to be thinking touchdowns rather than field goals.
2nd and 11 from the 32. Mendoza lets it rip. Incomplete, wide of the mark, intended for Jonathan Brady.
Great job by Stanford on the back end. Sticky in coverage. Fernando Mendoza going through the progression. It's a little wide for Brady.
Colin Wright in coverage. It would be a 50-yard attempt from here. 3rd and 11 from the 32. Pressure coming. Mendoza escapes. He's still looking down the field. Throws it across his body. Incomplete. Almost intercepted by Sumlin.
Sumlin, great job accelerating to that football.
Sumlin in for Lieber, who's hurt.
Mendoza going through the progression. Great internal clock. Feeling it collapsed. Sumlin almost having a huge impact on this game and stealing one for the Stanford defense.
Ryan Coe for the long field goal attempt, a 50-yard attempt, and a timeout. Stanford, they used their last timeout to ice the kicker. We mentioned Ryan Coe's struggles. You saw the numbers there, 10 of 17. Did hit 2 from 50+ against Wake Forest a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and this Cal special teams this year, it's been up and down. Like you mentioned earlier, Ryan Coe, the long distance field goal kicker, and then Derek Morris, the shorter distance. So they've found a way to move forward even with the struggles. And that's what you have to love about the game of football. You have to find a way and rely on the guys around you in order to find success.
Goes long, 54 at Wake Forest. I mentioned that a moment ago. Coe boots it. No good! Wide right. So both kickers miss on long field goals, and Stanford will have 22 seconds on the clock. You want them just to take a knee? What do you think here?
Yeah, I would take a knee, 100%. Ryan Coe felt like looked like he got a good hit, but just as you see, a little bit wide. If I'm Troy Taylor, 100%, taking a knee. My offense has come out and played good. Don't want negative plays. Don't want to give no momentum to Cal.
And Daniels takes the knee. And we will head into the locker room. It's a one-score game here at the 127th big game between Stanford and Cal. Stanford jumped out early, 14-0. Cal cut the lead in half in the West. And Stanford will kick off to Cal here to begin the second half. Noah Williams will receive it, brings it out, and he's met shy of the 20-yard line. Let's take a look at today's game track, brought to you by Hardee's. Here are quarterbacks that you had mentioned earlier.
Yeah, both guys have taken care of business in the air and also with their legs. No turnover, so that's been really, really good today. They're going to have to continue to do this as this game progresses and just make sure that there's no self-inflicted wounds in a game like today.
And don't forget Justin Lamson down there. He scored both touchdowns for Stanford in their short yardage package. Fernando Mendoza out there with Jaden Ott in the backfield. Test the outside, nowhere to go. Let's check in with Morgan.
Well, head coach Justin Wilcox coming out of the locker room told me, look, I respect their defense and what they're doing, but it's not about them posing a challenge to us. It's really about our execution. We left way too many yards out on the field. He said we have to get back to the fundamentals of our RPO game and continuing to harness those emotions that come out in a rivalry game, guys.
Yeah, Morgan, there's certainly a lot of emotions in this one. There's no doubt. You can just see it by the crowd. We talked to Andrew Luck outside at halftime, you and I, Orlando, and the crew. By the way, incredible young man, right? What a dude that guy was. So nice, so easy to chat with. Gave us a ton of time.
Yeah, just always been a great human being, and it's nice to see him. Haven't seen him in a couple years, but nice to see him in retirement. I'll tell you this, I took a picture with him, George, and
he's as tall as you.
I mean, I would think that he was the offensive lineman looking at that picture.
Yeah. 3rd down and 10 upcoming. They pick up the pressure. Mendoza fires incomplete, intended for Grizzell. And Stanford holds.
The right read, just not the best ball out of Fernando Mendoza. I like the fact that they allowed him to get to the line of scrimmage and then audible at the line of scrimmage. So great job getting into the right play, but just a disconnect right there leading into the second half.
Number 2014.
A great job by defensive coordinator Bobby April for Stanford, coming out in the second half, getting the 3 and out by this defense.
And they almost get one there. They got close, but a flag on the play. Bachmeier will fair catch it. We'll see what the flag is about, but they got close to that one.
Sent the house.
38-yard punt, no return.
Illegal motion. Kicking team number 91. 5-yard penalty be added from the end of the play. First down.
So that one on Cal. Ese Ubre also almost got there, as I mentioned earlier.
If you're Coach Wilcox, this is not how you want to see your football team start the second half. Offense goes 3 and out, then you have an illegal motion play penalty on your punt team. You're just giving up easy yardage in a situation. Got to find a way to get your team to lock back in and play this next 28 minutes of this game.
No Khalil House at left tackle for Stanford. The true freshman who got dinged up in the second quarter. Daniels, play action. Over the middle, complete to Iomanner for a first down. Down to the 40, check that, the 39-yard line, a 13-yard gain.
Whenever throwing over the middle, it has to be on time and accurate. Ashton Daniels finds Alec Iomanner, a great ball to get it over Teddy Buchanan. Ted, the inside linebacker, got to be able to weave through some of that traffic, the middle of the defense. And Ashton Daniels does a great job showing his accuracy, getting it to Iomanner.
Baklenko and McLaughlin are the 2 tackles out there with House out. They're chasing Daniels. He throws on the run. It's complete near the 30-yard line to Emmett Mosely. A 9-yard gain.
Ashton Daniels is putting on a clinic with his pocket presence. Sees the blitz all the way and knows that I got to use my legs, but the whole entire time he has his eyes down the field. And Emmett Mosely, just sensational. Young man is a freshman. That came into the season a little dinged up, but he shows his football IQ, throttling down and working back into the field.
He's certainly an athlete, there's no doubt about that. Mosely, 5 catches, 61 yards. His mom, one of the best soccer players in the country, played for Notre Dame. Daniels, not much there. Ricky Correa, no gain. It'll be 3rd and short coming up.
That's a really good job by Cal's front 7 on a 2nd and 2, not giving an inch. Ricky Correa making a nice tackle. Justin Lamson, the short yard specialist, coming in the game for Stanford.
And we've seen him have some success certainly today. Micah Ford in the backfield to his left. Lamson, tons of room on the left side, picks up the first down easily. He gets 8 yards.
Right now, head coach Troy Taylor is winning the chess match between Peter Sermon, defensive coordinator for Cal. Earlier in this game in the first half, a lot of runs up to the interior by Justin Lamson. And that's just a beautiful play design where you're running quarterback counter and allowing him to get to the outside. and pick up another explosive on the ground for the Stanford offense.
Daniels back in the game. Roush and Blackburn at tight end. Ford burrows forward. Teddy Buchanan took a helmet in the chest there as he gets 3 yards down to the 19.
3 yards on that carry by Michael Ford to the 19.
I know, Cal, you have to worry about Ashton Daniels and him using his legs in a play action pass situation, but you have to find a way to make this Stanford offense one-dimensional. I would try to go to man-to-man coverage to allow myself to put more guys in the box and allow my defense to get more aggressive and come downhill if I'm defensive coordinator Peter Sermon.
2nd and 7 for Stanford. Davis on the left side, and he's met at the 16-yard line. A 3-yard gain by Davis. Buchanan and Harris met him at the 16.
These third downs, when you're at 4 or less, it's an offensive coordinator's dream. Your whole entire playbook is up. You can run it or throw it. It's going to be very interesting to see what Troy Taylor calls on this one.
3rd down and 4. They're 3 for 8 on 3rd downs today, Stanford. Daniels with time to the sideline, complete to Iomanner for a 1st down as he gets inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
It's the battle we've been talking about all day. Alec Iomanner on Noah Williams. Ashton Daniels gets through the progression. A beautiful placed ball. And I want you to watch Alec Iomanner go against press. He creates a little bit of separation, a little bit of a push-off, got away with it, but he's going up against a great player. That's a big-time matchup right there. 13 in white and 3 in blue.
An 8-yard gain, 1st and goal from the 8. Daniels keeps again, and this time they got him. Hunter Barth didn't let him get too far.
Great job by Hunter Barth, not falling for the window dressing. Following Ashton Daniels with his eyes all the way, and then using his athletic ability in the open field to close the distance and make a nice tackle.
Stanford chewing up a lot of clock on this drive. Bryce Farrell checks in for the first time today at wide receiver. You see him at the bottom of your screen.
It's been a little bit unconventional for this Cal defense. All year has only given up 18 points in the 3rd quarter.
Farrell gets it on the left side. And they snuffed that one out as well. Noah Williams first on the scene.
Starting to pick up. All right, I just talked about it all year. 18 points. Only 18 points given up in the 3rd quarter. That is huge playing through 10 games. And you're starting to see why right now. Bend but don't break defense. Trying to draw the line in the dirt and not allow the Stanford offense to get in the end zone.
3rd down and goal from the 6th, the 10th play of the drive for Stanford. Micah Ford to the left of Daniels. Daniels surveying, now running for it. He turns the corner, lowers his shoulder and gets taken down short of the goal line. Hunter Barth with the tackle.
I don't think people appreciate enough what Hunter Barth just did. From that inside linebacker position, he has to be in coverage. He's running around, and then he gets his eyes on Ashton Daniels. Ashton Daniels does a great job of escaping pressure in the pocket, but Hunter Barth comes downhill off his guy, and low man wins, makes a beautiful tackle, stands Ashton Daniels right up and stops him in his tracks.
They're going for it. Justin Lamson checks in at quarterback. They toss it to Ford, to the end zone from Mosely for a touchdown. The trick play works for the Cardinals, and they take a 13-point lead.
Look at Coach Taylor go. He is excited. Emmett Mosely, man, he's been coming along. But Mekhi Ford does a great job of throwing that football. Emmett Mosely shows you with how young he is. Lamson to Mekhi Ford. Mekhi Ford, not the best ball, but a catchable ball. And Emmett Mosely does an unbelievable job tracking the football. We saw that last week. Justin Lamson's touchdown to him. The young man has really taken some steps forward the last couple weeks.
Extra point is good. 11 plays, 52 yards, 7 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock. A little razzle-dazzle for Stanford as they extend their lead.
What went into him choosing Stanford was the fact that Coach Taylor and this staff believed in him and he'd be given an opportunity to play immediately. And he said having this big role as a true freshman, he took a line from the 49ers tight end George Kittle, which I love. Inhale confidence, exhale fear. George.
Thank you, Morgan. And he's the first non-QB with multiple passing TDs in a season since Christian McCaffrey back in 2015. So putting himself with good company in Stanford lore. They kick it off to Noel Williams. Williams gets popped inside the 20. And the ball is loose. And it's Stanford ball.
Sam Mattingly, big time hit. Another freshman for the Stanford football team. A reserve on defense, but a special team stud. Sam with a huge hit.
And Jason Raines recovered it. Let's take a look one more time as Mattingly with the big stick.
Kickoff, you got to beat blocks. He breaks his block and makes a huge hit. A great job by him.
Welcome back to Cal, the big game. Stanford recovers a fumble on a kickoff return by Cal. Sam Mattingly popped the ball out with a big stick.
Yeah, he does a great job for open field form tackling. He rocks Noel Williams. Just an unbelievable effort by him.
And then Jason Raines recovers it. So the officials took a look at it, and in the break they told us that the play stands. So Stanford will take over at the 20-yard line. So a red zone opportunity for Ashton Daniels and the Stanford offense. Daniels picks up a couple down to the 18.
Sudden change situation for this Cal defense. Was just on the field. Stanford went for a long drive, 11 plays, 52 yards, and scored. And you're right back up there, not able to make adjustments. Really got to dig deep on this series and try to keep the Stanford offense out the end zone.
Outside of one play that was questionable by Daniels, he's played very well today. Under pressure, throws this one away. Io Manor in the area, I suppose. Liam Johnson with the pressure on Daniels.
It's a big-time third down for this Cal defense. Got to think that you got to keep your eyes on number 14 and make sure he doesn't beat you with his legs.
Well, and 13 too. When we talked to Peter Sermon, the defensive coordinator for Cal, he's like, know where 14 is, make sure you corral him, and 13 can't beat us.
Yeah, in this situation for this D-line for Cal, I wouldn't try to beat my one-on-one. I'm trying to condense this pocket and squeeze him.
They get it to Roush, and Roush, incomplete. Craig Woodson right there, all the way with Roush.
That's unbelievable effort by this Cal defense. Facing some adversity. Stanford's able to go on a long drive, 11 plays, and then they go right back up there. They got to go make plays. Craig Woodson, great job being right there on Sam Rouse and trying to rip down on that football. They have a drill, right, where they work it every single day, guys attacking the football to try to get it on the ground. Woodson does an exceptional job jarring it loose from Sam Rouse.
Emmett Kenny, 36-yard attempt, high snap, and the holder tries to get rid of it. The ball's on the ground, incomplete. Incomplete, that high snap cost them. So Cal, wow, what a play for Cal. Peyton Warford, a high snap. Wesselman couldn't handle it.
Warford, this is now his second time having a high snap in this game. Wesselman unable to handle it. It hit him in his hands. This is Wesselman. He has to be able to catch that and get it down. But that was the best case scenario. Everything worked perfect out for this Cal football team on this series. Special teams made a huge mistake. Noel Williams having the fumble. But this defense shows Noel that I have your back.
And for Stanford, Anthony Franklin is in this game. He was suspended for the first half because of a targeting call against Louisville. Mendoza under pressure, dumps it off to Endries. Lots of room for Endries as he heads down the sidelines and gets taken down just shy of the 40-yard line. A big play there for Cal after stopping Stanford a moment ago.
Yeah, Stanford this is a bust on Stanford. They lose Jack Endries, and he's able to get a big explosive in the field, in the open field.
A 21-yard gain. Cal on the move. Again to Endries. A tight window there, but he gets it. A 5-yard gain. Sumlin right there to wrap him up quickly.
I like it. It looks like Fernando Mendoza is looking for Jack Endries. Coming into this game, the lead in reception, he's fired up as well. 2 big catches for him.
Again, no Mitch Lieber at the safety position for Stanford. He's a big part of their communication in the back. And Ott makes a man miss initially, but picks up a couple. Scotty Edwards corrals him.
Scotty Edwards from that safety position, great job retracing his steps and seeing Jaden Ott with the football. Makes a nice tackle.
Third down, 3rd and 2. Got to get to the 49-yard line. Mendoza, plenty of time, over the middle, incomplete, threw it into traffic to Merriweather. Not the best decision. He had a couple of guys at the bottom of the formation. Colin Wright with good coverage, the first one there to get a hand in on Merriweather.
Yeah, I don't believe this was the right read by Fernando Mendoza because of how much traffic's in the middle of the field. But if you are going to go there, Merriweather is 6'5". Want to see a higher football thrown so he could go up and try to go get it with his hands.
4th and 2 for Cal. Mendoza, he's going to run for it, and he's got it right to the 50-yard line. Gaithan Bernadelle took him down after the 3-yard gain. Mendoza took the hit from Bernadelle.
Yeah, you can hear this crowd erupting after Fernando Mendoza uses his legs. This is a great job by him, getting through his progression really quick and being very quick with his decision to pull it down and go use his legs to get a fresh set of downs.
Chandler Rogers, the backup quarterback, checks in with Mendoza. We've seen this formation before. They ran it 3 times against Wake Forest. Mendoza across his body to Endries. Endries tripped up just shy of the 45-yard line by Colin Wright and Scotty Edwards.
It's a really good job by Stanford's defense of staying home. This is a sprint out play all the way, and they're able to stay home to make a nice tackle in the middle of the field.
And now Rogers will take the snap. Mendoza flares out. 2 quarterbacks in. Rogers keeps it. Rogers avoiding tacklers. Flag on the play as he has enough for the first down to the 39. But let's check on the infraction.
Going to get holding on Cal.
Holding. Offense, number 52. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Nick Morrow, the redshirt freshman, a converted tight end to left tackle.
Yeah, he's a big fellow. 6'8", 305 pounds. He has really, really good feet, but you're going to see him pulling out on the exterior, trying to get to the 2nd level. And this is just a nice heads-up play by Scotty Edwards, dipping underneath him and drawing the foul.
2nd and 14 now for Cal. Pressure coming, they pick it up. He airs it out. Grizzell with the catch. What a play there. Perfect ball placement from Mendoza. Darius Davis in coverage as they get a 30-yard gain.
Yeah, drop it in the breadbasket. Great route. Nice little pick, natural pick route. And Grizzell does it from there.
Mendoza takes another shot. Incomplete. Going for Merriweather. The crowd wanted a flag there on the true freshman Brandon Nicholson, and they're not happy about it. He says, give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah. I think Brandon Nicholson might have got away with one right there.
I love the antagonizing of the crowd. I love the villain role. It's like a wrestling heel.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time, right? Brandon Nicholson, another true freshman for this Stanford team that they have relied upon this year, playing a ton of snaps ever since that SMU game, has got better each and every week.
2nd and 10 from the 24. Mendoza, pressure coming, and he's taken down, wrapped up by Zach Bucky, who continues to wreak havoc in the backfield.
Zach Bucky, very familiar. You're going to see him at the bottom of your screen. Nice hand swipe against Nick Morrow. Relentless with his rush. Great pursuit angle. Just a great job of getting Fernando Mendoza down. I've seen Mendoza escape a lot of those, but not on Bucky's watch.
The 4th sack for Stanford. Huge loss on the play. 3rd and 19 for Mendoza. He dumps it off to Ott, who catches it, and taken down well shy of the original line of scrimmage. Scotty Edwards brought down Ott. So a 4th down upcoming, and it's going to be 4th and long, and they're going to try a field goal.
Yeah, I think this is the right move for Cal. They got some things going early in the drive, but then the self-inflicted wound had them going backwards with the penalties. Then you get a big sack. So I think it's nice trying to get some points, rewarding your defense after the big 4-down turnover that they got earlier on the previous drive.
A 46-yard attempt, low snap, the kick is up, and it is good. Ryan Coe with the field goal. Inches Cal a little closer here at home in the big game. Welcome back to California Memorial Stadium. Here's what's at stake. You see that at the bottom of your screen, but right there in the middle, the Stanford axe. It's been stolen multiple times, going back to the 19th century. is when this became what they were fighting for on this field.
Some sticky fingers for such a big trophy.
No doubt about that. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. The 127th big game between Stanford and Cal. The first of its kind in the ACC as members of the Atlantic Coast Conference. Kickoff by Ryan Coe. And sails over Bachmeier's head. Stanford will begin their next drive at their own 25. Let's take a look at the biggest ACC football games this weekend as we get more football brought to you by Geico. SMU clinches a spot in the ACC title game. Miami gets one step closer. That was a close game at 20-14, actually 17-14 at one point, and then Miami ran it up from there.
Yeah, all gas, no brakes. Miami was able to find their stride and take care of business.
Cam Ward.
I still believe, for my alma mater, University of Miami, the best thing that happened was losing a couple weeks ago to Georgia Tech.
Oh, I don't know about that. It looks like only one ACC school could get in. That may not be the case. Ford tries to turn the corner, doesn't get to the marker. David Reese chases him down. That's the 2nd and 12. Daniels pump fakes. On the move, they try to swipe it from behind. He picks up a couple of yards. McKenzie brought him down.
This is a sense of urgency now that we're in the fourth quarter for this football team, down 2 scores. Cal, 11-point lead for the Stanford football team.
This is a monster third down.
This is a big-time third down for this defense. And if I'm the offense, I'm thinking that maybe I go hurry up when I get back out there on the field, as time is going to become a little bit of an issue here soon.
Third and 7.
Cal only rushing 3 D linemen.
Timeout, Stanford.
I think that's really good by Troy Taylor. Take a second look, because Cal's defense was in a drop 8 situation.
Troy Taylor calling timeout. Going to talk things over.
Yeah, you talked about just how big this third down was, is getting ready to be for this Stanford team. And for Cal as well. Cal lined up in a 3-rush defensive line look. In situations like that, the quarterback has to hold on to the football a little bit longer. I like Troy Taylor calling timeout to take a second look and get the best play possible right now.
Yeah, take your time. You know what I mean? Like you've got the lead. You can control what you can control. So make sure your young group, which, let's face it, they have a very young group. They need some guidance from time to time.
Yeah, when you have a young football team, right, every single moment, it's almost like you're doing it for the first time.
Right.
So you kind of guide them through that moment. I like the timeout right here.
3rd and 7. We do it one more time. Daniels launches one down the field, out of bounds, intended for Mosely.
That is a big-time mistake. We haven't seen Ashton Daniels have a lot of mistakes today, but you got to find a way to keep that football in bounds. Give Emmett Mosely an opportunity to try to go up and get it or come back to the football. Just can't throw that one out of bounds.
It wasn't even a great ball. Like, he threw it kind of well short, too. Yeah, it was not his best effort there. End-over-end punt fielded by Matthews at the 30, and that's where Stanford, or check that, Cal will begin their next drive. A 50-yard punt, 5-yard return. The Bears on the move next. Stood up well today.
Yeah, it's been very relentless. They got 4 sacks on the day, and it came from all over the place. Guys have been beating their blocks one-on-one. This sack by Tristan St. Clair was a turnover on downs. Zach Bucky has been wrecking havoc, whether he's playing on the defensive tackle or the defensive end position for the Stanford defense.
Cal has struggled on offense. Mendoza takes a deep shot for Merriweather, too high. Brandon Nicholson, the true freshman, in coverage again.
This is the matchup that they have to connect on. They were waiting on Tobias Merriweather to get back healthy from injury. He is a big body, and Fernando Mendoza was excited behind the scenes and trying to work on that big play connection right there. Just a couple inches off.
Mendoza talked this week about a lot of commotion here this week because of the rivalry. It reminded him of the Miami week a little bit, but he said, you know what, we got to focus on the task at hand, but deal with the distractions. Mendoza all day to throw to the sideline. It is caught by Hunter. Yes, they will give him the catch at the 45-yard line and a first down. 16-yard gain.
Twinkle Toes Hunter. Great job concentrating, seeing that football, getting the inside foot down.
Mendoza goes quickly to Hunter again, and Hunter catches it.
I like what Cal's doing right now, playing fast, getting right back to the line of scrimmage, trying to get into a rhythm.
8-yard gain, first 2 catches of the day for Hunter. Mendoza play action again for Hunter, but this time not on the same page.
Trying to go back shoulder. Hunter had a step on Brandon Nicholson, so Hunter wanted to go up the field. Hunter and Mendoza not on the same page.
3rd and 1 upcoming. Javian Thomas is in the backfield.
Got to secure the first down.
Two tight ends, Endries and Burns out there for Cal. Thomas gets through the crease, picks up the first down.
It's an unbelievable job by Jet Thomas. You see 2 as a running back, split 2. Not a lot of dancing. Gets vertical as quick as possible. The sense of urgency, you like to see it. Great job by him going to get the first down.
Corey Dyches is in the game at tight end, along with Endries. Thomas finds a hole. Picks up 7 yards. That's his 4th carry of the game.
Corey Dyches does a great job coming in motion, and he's going to come back across the play and with a nice kick-out block to help Thomas get in the open field and pick up some yards on the ground.
Deep backfield. 2nd and 3. They toss it to Matthews. He's going to launch one. He's got a man open and overshoots his target. It's Dyches. Was wide open. Stanford didn't know what was going to hit him. It would have been a 38-yard score.
Beautiful play design by offensive coordinator Mike Blesh. Mikey Matthews has to just slow down a little bit. Corey Dyches was wide open. Got to hit on the gifts. That was a gift.
You saw Dyches' face. He couldn't believe it. He probably hasn't been that open in his career here at Cal. 3rd and 3. Mendoza complete to Matthews. Has enough for the first down by a yard, a 4-yard gain. That pass not great either, though. It was a little far out for Matthews.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Mendoza has to settle down. It has to be a better ball. If you give a better ball to Mikey Matthews, he's able to turn the corner and get upfield and get a couple more yards, or who knows, maybe make a person miss in the open field and get to the end zone.
Well, we know he's got that wiggle room. There's no doubt. Like, he can go. He can scoot. 1st and 10 from the 34. Thomas, tripped up. Had a hole for a second. Picks up 3.
Trips over Jeffrey Johnson. He gets pushed back in the backfield a little bit. And Jet was trying to put on the Jets, but wasn't able to get through that lane.
Tried to take off, but had to land. Mendoza to the outside of Endries. 2 flags in the backfield. Endries down to the 26-yard line. Sumlin and Nicholson in coverage. We'll see what the laundry's about.
Offense, number 52, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Yeah, Nick Morrow was holding Anthony Franklin, so immediately coming in the second half, was ejected last week against Louisville. Came back in the second half, putting a stamp on this game and having an effect, drawing the penalty on Nick Morrow, the left tackle for Cal.
His second hold of the game, Orlando.
Second and 17 from the 41-yard line.
He's such a big body, human being at 6'8". He's got to anchor a little bit, get his hands down a little bit.
Second and 17 for Cal. Over the middle to Dyches. They dump it off. Dyches breaks a tackle and gets down to the 30. Good gain there of 11 yards. Missed tackle by Scotty Edwards.
Corey Dyches continuing with his feet, keeping it going. He doesn't slow his feet down on contact. Good ball by Mendoza. But Dyches expects to break the tackle, so that's an excellent job by him to bring up third and manageable.
3rd and 6. Dyches had a 31-game catch streak snap at Wake Forest earlier this season. Mendoza. He's going to throw on the run. Got his man for a touchdown. It's Jonathan Brady. Mendoza with a strike. 30-yard score. And Cal right back in this one.
And we got a banged-up player for Cal.
It looks to be Nick Morrow.
I think he just got rolled up on the end of the play. But Fernando Mendoza, excellent job by this young man. He doesn't take his eyes off the field, though. He could have used his legs to go get what he could have got, but he kept his eyes down the field the whole entire time as he climbed the pocket and was able to find Jonathan Brady for a touchdown.
And they're going for 2. Go for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis. 11 plays, 71 yards, 3:49 off the clock for Cal. This score would put them within a field goal if they convert on the 2-point attempt.
Got to have your best play up. I'd run some kind of sprint right action with some natural pick routes with my wide receivers.
A wildcat play with Merriweather lining up at quarterback. And now they shift out of it. Mendoza comes back. Mendoza scrambling, throws over the middle, incomplete, intended for Grizzell. You were pointing at something. What were you pointing at?
I thought they were going to take the one-on-one with Merriweather up top after the motion, but this is a great job by Tristan Sinclair, green dogging and triggering once he saw Mendoza get out the pocket.
So Cal does not convert the 2-point conversion. They're still within 5. Mendoza throws a strike for a score.
Interest
for your sake,
in the Hurricanes.
Ryan Coe to kick it off. Bachmeier will let it sail over his head. Stanford will begin their next drive at their own 25-yard line. This rivalry, the 127th meeting, the oldest rivalry in the West, first time in the ACC. 58 games decided by 1 score or fewer. 11 ties. By the way, Troy Taylor was part of one of those ties. He's got that on his record. So Troy Taylor, as a player, he was hurt for 2 of the games because he played all 4 years as a starter at Cal at quarterback. He was 0-1-1, and he's 0-1 as a head coach.
Yeah.
Looking to get that first win today.
Yeah.
Daniels over the middle. Oh, dangerous pass. Noel Williams had a beat on it, intended for Iomatter.
Tips and overthrows, got to get those. You see Noel Williams excited, but he wants that one back. Almost went the other way. Press coverage. This is good on good. Iron sharpens iron. And Noel Williams able to make a play on the football because Ashton Daniels threw it to the back shoulder of Alec Iomatter. got to lead him a little bit more. If you're going to go over the middle, it has to be on time and accurate.
Noel Williams, the leader in FBS and interceptions. Daniels has missed his last 5 pass attempts. He'll run it this time. And picks up some yardage. The ball may be out.
Ashton was able to pull that one back in.
They'll say no.
Really quick.
You got it. Yep. Noel Williams, the aforementioned, making the play there.
The ball is the most important thing right now. In these rivalry games, you never know what's going to happen. The score is only 5 points. You have to take care of the football. When you get in that traffic, you got to cover it up with both hands and get to the ground with it. Finish on the ground with the football.
3rd and 4. Watch for Daniels on the run here in the empty set. Nope, he's going to throw it. He's got his man for a first down. It's Alec Iomanner near midfield. And Iomanner shaken up during the play. A 19-yard gain, took a shot while catching it.
Yeah, Miles Williams right there as the ball gets there and gets a big shot on Alec Iomanner.
We'll step aside as the training staff checks on Iomanner. The true sophomore Alec Iomanner walking off on his own power after taking a big hit from Miles Williams.
Great route by Iomanner and a great ball by Ashton Daniels, but Williams right there as the ball gets there and able to make a nice clean hit.
He did pick up the first down, so 1st and 10 from the 50. Cal showing blitz. Daniels keeps, and Daniels taken down by Craig Woodson.
It's a sensational job by Craig Woodson. Stanford is running quarterback counter, allowing them to get 2 offensive linemen to pull. Woodson knifes through all the traffic and gets a nice tackle on Ashton Daniels for no gain.
Stanford has done a great job of controlling the clock today. They have over 31 minutes of time of possession to Cal's 19 plus. 2nd and 10. Daniels play action. Pump fakes. Now he's going to take off. And out of bounds near the 45-yard line, pushed out by Craig Woodson.
Nice positive run by Ashton Daniels. And I know he's been evolving over the season. Alec Iomanner getting back into this game for this big, important 3rd down for Stanford. Nice to see he's able to get back in there. But Stanford going to 11 personnel, having 3 wide receivers out there right now.
Huge 3rd down. Pressure coming, he delivers incomplete, intended for Ford. Craig Woodson was right there with Ford, and Ford let it go through his hands.
Big-time players show up in big-time moments. Craig Woodson, 2 huge stops over the last couple plays. Sees it all the way and comes downhill on Ford. Makes a great hit on him as the ball gets there.
Flintoff to punt it to Mikey Matthews. End over end punt. Sail over Matthews' head. And this one will be down inside the 5 at the 2-yard line by Kasser Mervis. A 43-yard punt, no return. Flintoff fired up.
Exceptional job by Mervis getting down there. One of the gunners on this team. Getting down and in the end zone and then locating the football.
So Cal, with 7:45 to go, trailing by 5, will begin their drive at their own 2-yard line.
This is what rivalry games are all about, right? Having an opportunity, one-score game. Can you go the distance? Can you go 98 yards and get in the end zone? This is a great drive. This will be a great drive for Cal and could be a storybook ending.
Mendoza out of his own end zone. Will let one rip down the field. Hunter goes up incomplete, but a flag on the play. Hunter's got to be careful as he jawed back at Nicholson, who was in coverage.
Yeah, you don't want to get a taunt in right there.
And the coaches are talking to Hunter.
Pass interference. Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, rightfully so, right? You gotta let your team know we do not want to have any self-inflicted wounds.
Got to control your emotions.
Hunter going against Brandon Nicholson. And Nicholson does not turn around to locate the ball at all. But this is an exceptional job by Hunter. Jumping early and you know, forcing Nicholson to touch him. Drawing that foul. That's a nice job.
Mendoza again over the middle for Hunter, incomplete.
Another flag
on Nicholson. And Nicholson apoplectic about it. There's multiple flags on the field. There's one at the 19 as well.
It's going to be interesting to see what we get here if they offset. We definitely know there's one on Brandon Nicholson going against Hunter.
There are fouls by both teams. An eligible player downfield, offense. Pass interference, defense. The fouls are offset. First down.
Marcus Woods, our lead official. So there you have it, partner.
Yeah, we know what happened with Brandon Nicholson. And then when you run RPO,
I'm assuming, yeah.
You know, their offensive line, you're trying to block. What are we in? Are we in run mode or are we in pass mode? And sometimes you could get caught down the field.
You guys never have it easy on the offensive line.
Yeah, you got to block going backwards. They expect you to have eyes in the back of your head and all of it, right?
1st and 10. Mendoza to the sideline of Grizzell. At the 26, a completion of 9 on Darius Davis.
Beautiful timing on that. Mendoza throws the ball as Grizzell's coming out of his break, and Grizzell locates and it gets a nice completion.
With Nick Morrow out, Victor Stoffel is at left tackle for Cal. A run this time for Ott, and he'll lose yardage on this one. He loses 2.
David Bailey makes the tackle, but that play is made by Tristan St. Clair at the inside linebacker position. He was shot out of a cannon and was able to get some knockback and not get anywhere to go.
2 of their best players on defense, Sinclair and Bailey. 3rd and 3, Mendoza on the keeper, and he's going to get the first down to the 30-yard line. A 6-yard gain.
Nice job by Ott getting to the second level and picking up a block. Mendoza continuing to make some quick decisions.
Mendoza has talked a lot about his growth year over year. Morgan alluded to it earlier. In regards to as he gets tripped up but stays on his feet, throws it to the sideline to Hunter. It's complete. It's complete to the 35. A 6-yard gain. Stanford might have had 12 men on the field. There is a flag.
Substitution infraction defense. More than 11 players at the snaps. 5-yard penalty. First down.
There you have it.
It's a great job by Mendoza. We're going to see.
Oh, yeah, there's 12.
12 guys lined up.
Yep. A rare mistake by the Stanford defense today.
Yeah, when you're calling in personnel, guys are normally hand signaling and allowing everybody to know what package we're in. Like you said, partner, a rare mistake that you don't typically see, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Mendoza, last year managing this game. This year he says he wants to control it. That's been his growth this year. And this time he gets plowed in the backfield by Tobin Phillips, a 5-yard loss. And he's not controlling it there. He was controlled.
Tobin Phillips, big defensive tackle for this football team. I believe he's right here. We're going to see him. I like the blitz, but I love the relentless effort by Phillips, being able to beat his one-on-one and get Mendoza to the ground.
Tons of collisions there on the line. Mendoza, quick toss to Matthews, breaks a tackle. He's on the loose. They bring him down, though, shy of the sticks. Scotty Edwards absolutely did a fantastic job of wrapping him up in the open field.
Yeah, this Cal offense is having to fight for everything that they could get. A great slip screen.
3rd and 2. Mendoza, under pressure, throws on his back foot to Merriweather. Too far, incomplete.
I told you earlier in this game, in our what to watch for, and I talked about this Stanford defensive line versus this Cal O-line. And right now, Stanford has won that matchup all day, continuing to get pressure on Mendoza and having him to throw off of his back leg or just not accurate balls.
Sinclair, who knocked him out of last year's game for a stretch with the pressure there. 4th and 2 from their own 38. This could be the ball game. Mendoza with time, surveying, finds his safety blanket. Endries for the first down. Down to the 43-yard line, a 5-yard gain. Listen, man, you know where your roommate is all the time. He knows where he is on the field, too.
Yeah, great job by Cal's offensive line, giving Mendoza the time he needed on that last one.
1st and 10 from the 43. Play action for Mendoza. Takes a deep shot. Hunter goes up and gets it. Big first down. Colin Wright in coverage.
Hunter does an exceptional job of getting to the inside. One-on-one, going against Colin Wright, gets to the inside. If he's even, he's leaving. And Mendoza with a beautiful ball.
36-yard gain. Down to the 21. Mendoza gets absolutely walloped in the backfield. Gaithan Bernadelle, the first there, but multiple white shirts took down Mendoza.
Bobby April, defensive coordinator, being very aggressive. We're going to see Bernadelle come downhill. This is a blitz all the way. Downhill, able to find an open gap, and a big-time sack by Bernadelle.
That's the 6th sack of the game for Stanford.
They have got after it. A nice continuation off of last week. Had 11 pressures, tied for 3rd in the nation last week, and this week they've kept it going.
2nd and 15. Mendoza, the quick toss to Brady. And Brady couldn't get out of the way of Zach Bucky. So a 4-yard gain.
Right now, we're just seeing tremendous effort from this Stanford football team. They are flying around and running to the ball. Not saying Cal is not giving effort, but when you're on offense, you're kind of stuck with where you're lined up. But wherever the ball is going for Cal, you have a ton of white jerseys trying to get there.
3rd and 11. Ball on the 22. Got to get to the 11-yard line. Mendoza pressure, gets hit as he throws into the end zone. Touchdown to Brady. Flags on the field. A 22-yard score if it stands.
Holding, defense, number 6. That brings the decline. We're going to play for touchdown.
And it will. Colin Wright with the infraction.
Yep. Fernando Mendoza, we talked about this young man all day. We talked about the emotions coming into this game. He does a great job sitting in the pocket, understanding he's going to get hit. He finds Jonathan Brady with the one-on-one matchup and delivers a strike. That is just a great all-around effort by those two. Mendoza sitting in the pocket, taking the big hit, and Brady catching that one with his fingertips. Big-time moment.
They're going for two. Go for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis. Mendoza, underhanded to Ott, gets the two-point conversion.
I love the play design. Another great play. Mike Blesh in his bag right now, offensive coordinator for this Cal offense. It's a sprint out action to draw everybody up the defense, thinking that we are going to go to this bunch set. And then Mendoza coming back with the underhand to Jaden Ott. Nice play design by Cal.
The on the field is the try is good. The previous play is under further review.
Scotty Edwards and David Bailey met Ott. That drive, 11 plays, 98 yards, 5 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock. Mendoza 4 of 5 on the drive for 72 yards as they are reviewing the score. Here's the two-point conversion.
Mendoza with the sprint right action, then comes back in, underhand to Ott. And Ott's in.
He's in.
The ball crosses.
Yeah, he's in.
It's a great job by Jaden Ott, weaving through the traffic and absorbing the hits while moving forward to get over the goal line.
Ooh, the knees down, but the ball, yeah, ball's there. But it's close, closer than we thought, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see, this is a great angle.
Right there when it's on the goal line.
Oh, you can't see the ball.
Can't see the ball.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
And again, has to be conclusive to reverse it. And we got a two-point conversion for Cal. They have a three-point lead.
Number 14 for California has changed his jersey to number 21.
This is what rivalries are all about. Cal going 98 yards, facing some adversity, couple penalties, but able to overcome on the last drive, and then not only get in the end zone, but to follow it up with a great two-point conversion.
17 straight points for Cal. Stanford has 2 timeouts. They had to burn one early on offense, remember.
It's the first time in this game Stanford has trailed.
Bachmeier will fair catch it. Coming up at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, Virginia Tech takes on Manny Diaz's squad. The Duke Blue Devils out in North Carolina. You catch it right here on ACC Network or watch it anywhere on the ESPN app. Wes Durham, Tom Luganbill, Dana Boyle on the call in that one. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here in Berkeley. The 127th big game between Stanford and Cal. The first time these two teams have met in the ACC. And we've got a good one for you here.
Yeah, the stadium has come alive now after what Cal has been able to do.
Daniels, pressure, taken down. Ryan McCullough and David Reese met at the quarterback.
Party in the backfield, and everybody is invited for this Cal defense. Winning up front, beating one-on-one blocks, getting to Daniels at the same time. Yeah, don't have to go get all the yards back right there. Just a nice 7 to 8 yards.
Daniels almost intercepted by Xavier Carlton. Third down and 15 upcoming.
The outside linebackers for this Cal defense showing up real big. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up. Carlton beats the rush, but then immediately fends and sees that something is up, so he's able to get his hands out. Big man yelling, a big-time play.
Third and 15 from their own 20. Empty backfield for Daniels. He steps up, He throws on the run, lofts one, incomplete, intended for Tiger Bachmeier. Marcus Harris in coverage, sails it over the head of Bachmeier. 4th down and 15.
It's great coverage by Harris. I would have liked to see Ashton Daniels pull that one down in a situation like that because of how tight the coverage was and try to go get what he could have got with his legs.
Do you punt it here or are you going? They seem to be going. Would you punt it with 2 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout?
This team is very aggressive. I would punt it because of how my defense has played today. But Troy Taylor has been aggressive all year.
And they will be aggressive here. Daniels being chased from the backside. Throws it up for grabs. Incomplete. Intended for Bachmeier. Teddy Buchanan and Tukara with the pressure on Daniels, and Cal turns them over on downs.
Takara plays in the NASCAR package for this defense. NASCAR is obvious passing situations. He is one of the reserves, but he plays on the interior of the line. You're going to see him at the bottom of the screen. Just beats the block immediately. And as earlier in the game, Khalil House, the starting left tackle, went down. So taking advantage of the situation where the backup's in the game. And just a great series by this Cal defense, feeding off the energy Cal's offense was able to obtain after the 98-yard drive on the last series.
Chandler Rogers is in the game at quarterback for Cal. Let me make a correction. Stanford had 1 timeout and the 2-minute timeout left, not 2. Up the middle. Picks up a nice chunk of change there. Gaithan Bernadelle with the tackle, a 6-yard gain. Two-minute timeout. Cal trying to put this one on ice. The Bears looking to make it 4 in a row in the big game. Cal leading by 3 on a 4th down play. Ashton Daniels pretty upset with the officials. Felt that a couple of his receivers were taken down.
Yeah, 2 of his options were taken out. Referees missed one right there. Could have called holding on 2 different defenders for Cal.
Chandler Rogers in at quarterback. The PA system told the crowd not to rush the field, which is tradition here in the postgame, until the clocks hit 0. Up the middle. And the reason for that is in 1990, Stanford ended up winning a game because of that. They scored a touchdown. Columbus. There it is, Stanford's last time out. Columbus to McCaffrey for a touchdown. They missed the 2-point conversion. With about 11 seconds or so, the crowd rushed the field. And that allowed a penalty on Cal to advance the onside attempt. They recovered the onside attempt. Then on the next play, they got hit. Cal got hit with a roughing the passer, and they were able to kick the field goal to win it in the 1990 game. They call that one Stanford's revenge, because we all know the play. Cal's win, when the band was on the field, the biggest, most, I would guess, certainly the moment everyone remembers the most. There's the axe, the stare down, as they call it.
Yeah, it's such a cool tradition, being able to just stare at each other for the last couple of minutes of the game, not even watching the game.
Rogers, up the middle. Should have enough for the first down. He does.
And that's going to ice it, as Stanford has no more timeouts. And I assume Cal's going to be taking some knees to get on out of this one.
I would imagine so. You would think. We've seen some crazy stuff in this rivalry, as I just mentioned. That 1990 game, obviously the 82 game, the play as they call that one. But Fernando Mendoza and company on the verge of their 4th straight win, as he's telling everyone, we're going to kneel this.
I like that they're under center, taking that knee. Don't take too much yards off the rushing total today. But a great job by Cal, staying in it the whole entire time. Not leading in this game until a couple minutes ago on their last drive. Just an exceptional effort, and shows you why you've got to play to the whistle and play till the end of the game. Anything can happen in rivalries.
They led 21-7, Stanford did, in the third quarter with 6:33 to go. And it's been all Cal since. Another knee. And that should do it. Cal wins the 127th big game. 4 in a row for the Golden Bears.
Fans are rushing this field. It's a big jump from the stands to getting down on that turf. But such a beautiful finish. And an amazing field. Big-time players show up in big-time moments. Great job by Fernando Mendoza today. Great job by Cal.
And he's with Morgan.